Hi guys, today I'm going to teach you about realistic fiction writing. So if you have not watched the story that's linked up above about Enemy Pie, I want you to stop watching this and go listen to the story first and then come back and watch this video. If you've already listened to the story Enemy Pie, then you can keep watching because we're going to talk about realistic fiction and why is it called realistic fiction. So realistic fiction is a story using made-up characters that could happen in real life. So the setting is the characters could be real people, and there's a problem and a solution that are believable, meaning it's something that could really be a problem in real life, and it could be a solution that could solve a problem in real life. So we're thinking of stories like Enemy Pie, and we have the main character, and Jeremy Ross is the other character. And those could be real people. So they don't have any special powers. They're just normal kids. And that's what makes it realistic fiction. The setting in Enemy Pie is in his house, in his neighborhood. And we all live in a house, in a neighborhood. There's other people that live. There's kids that play in our neighborhood. So this is all part of realistic fiction. The setting is could be a real place. The problem in the story is that our main character does not like Jeremy Ross. He just thinks he's awful. He's on his enemy list, and he's not allowed in his treehouse that Dad built him. And that's the problem. He doesn't know how to interact with his friends when Jeremy Ross is around because he doesn't like Jeremy Ross. So Dad suggests making Enemy Pie as a solution to fix the problem. And as you can see in the story, Jeremy is like, yes, let's make Enemy Pie. Let's make him eat dirt and earthworms and my chewed up bubble gum and all these gross things. And in the end, Dad was really tricking him into becoming his friend. And he did that by saying, yeah, we're going to feed him Enemy Pie. But he really wasn't going to. He was making him become his friend so he would see that they could be friends. So in a realistic fiction story, the problem and the solution are things that could really happen in real life. So this week, what you're going to be working on is writing your own realistic fiction story. In Google Classroom, next to these Google Slides, is a graphic organizer that's going to help you plan your story. So remember, when we're writing, we always plan our stories first. Okay, so make a plan. Write out who your characters are. And you can be in your own story, or you can make up a character, a realistic character. So a character that has a name, that's a person. If there's going to be talking, realistic fiction stories can have animals, but the animals can't talk because that's not realistic. That's completely fiction. So make sure there's no talking animals. There's no made up animals like unicorns. And make sure you plan a realistic setting. So no settings like a princess palace or anything that's not going to be realistic. Then think of a problem. What problem could your characters face? And make sure that it matches your setting. So you don't want to have a setting inside of somebody's house, and the problem is that there's a car driving down the street. That doesn't make sense because you're not outside, so it's not really a problem if a car goes down the street. So make sure that it's a realistic problem in your story. Like in this story, the problem was two characters didn't get along. That's a great problem to write about in a story. Then make sure you brainstorm a solution. How could you solve that problem? Or is there somebody else who helps you solve that problem? So you're going to use that planning page to help you brainstorm a story. You're going to have all week to work on this story. You're not going to have any other assignments for writing, just to write a story. So remember, you need to brainstorm first. You need to edit, which means go back and make sure you have capital letters, punctuation. You use the correct verbs, so irregular verbs or past tense verbs. Make sure you're using the correct ones. And you revise. That means go back and read your story and make sure that it makes sense. If there's something that doesn't make sense, take it out. If you want to add more details, more adjectives, add that in. That's revising. And then you're going to publish your story in your very best handwriting and illustrate a picture on paper to go with it. So I want this all to be a written assignment. No typing on Google. Find a piece of paper. It can be a regular piece of paper if you have one at home. If you have a piece of blank computer paper, try your best to write neatly across. Or there's even paper, if you look up online, ask mom and dad to help you look up writing paper, and there's some paper you can print online to help you write a story. So I want a published story and an illustration to go with it, turned in by Sunday. So you have plenty of time. There's lots of stories that you could go listen to help you get some ideas for your realistic fiction story. And you can always listen to Enemy of Pie again to help you figure out what is the best kind of realistic fiction problem and solution to have. All right, guys, happy writing. If you have any questions, let me know. Bye.